when Bitcoin follow the same pattern, and also currently you can see CRO having the same pattern as well. So if I put Bitcoin, let me also read. Mana. By the way, I start recording now. Okay. Actually, I don't know if I can record on my but I need to set up the whole entire thing. I forgot about it. Um, yeah, I can record. I'm having lesson now. Yeah, I can record also lah, but we don't have our watermark on the chart. Um, yeah, I think it's fine. I'll just record it without the watermark for today. I know, but whether clear or not, I'm not sure. Okay lah, can lah. You record lah. You record. Okay, so then I won't record lah. Or I will record as well lah. Actually, just in case lah. Just to test first lah. Because I haven't seen it. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I was mentioning just now the reversal pattern. So remember how this is Ethereum, right? Then they had this candlestick, this long one, but this is a bit more orthodox one because the pattern is a bit I would say nicer as compared to Bitcoin, but it's a small reversal here, right? Or pullback lah, not really a reversal, it's a pullback, and then after that it push up, right? So we should be seeing. I think this could dive a bit lower for CRO, okay. But Bitcoin, I think it's easier to see from Bitcoin's perspective. Okay, so like this pattern here, this is what I'm talking about. So this is a reversal pattern, okay. And then now we look at the gaming coins. Okay, we have the same patterns here. Yeah, just wait for more premium, longer premium. Uh, yeah, so the reversal pattern comes in again. The color of the candlestick on the top, the center one, don't really matter. It's the next few candlesticks, right? So if it's a continuation, something like that, okay, then it consolidated at the top, right? Then we will see likelihood of it continue rising. But right now the issue is that we still need to wait a few more candlesticks, and this is daily time frame. So we'll wait a few more candlesticks to see whether it consolidates or it breaks below structure. So the structure is down here. The good thing right now is that you can see that the market tested to the lowest point that it pushed up, right? So I wouldn't be exiting it, but if I have my pick at this point, I would consider exit positions, but re-entry again. However, if you bottom catch this like down here or down, even better for those that bottom catch earlier lah. But if you bottom catch this like $2, or anywhere lower than that is fine. You can just hold it for long term. I do expect potential drop, pullback if the market breaks below this, but again, for long term perspective, we still see this bullish. Okay, so anyway, same for here. All the gaming coins are similar. Okay, in terms of how they're moving right now. So let me just delete all these lines. Okay, because those were our earlier take profits, right? So anyway, from new perspective, you see because it's so bullish right now, we haven't actually see any proper pullback. So from my perspective, I still I do feel that there is a very strong downside incoming to hit structure levels. For this sand, we should see somewhere around $4 and potentially $3 here. Okay, but if you bottom catch this earlier again, do not exit. Just buy in again when it comes back to this point here, because it's very unlikely for the coins to go back to $1 price range. It's very very unlikely. Okay, so same thing for engine, also gaming coin, same thing. Now engine a bit more unique because it didn't really have a very strong push up. So should it come back down, we could see it drop to $2 range. But you can see all the EMA lines here. So the first one is EMA 60, then 100, and then 200. So these are the EMAs I use. More often than not, when they touch the EMA levels, they kind of get rejected. So like down here, it got pushed up, and if it breaks past the EMA levels, they may act as resistance lah. But it is very unlikely for engine or any of the other gaming coins to go against our favor in long term. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so I'll look at the charts. If you got requests, just feel free to tag or PM me. Okay. Uh, yeah, okay, so just let me know. Uh, Yeah, so if you all got your own charts you all want to look at, just let me know and I'll go through them. But anyway, for XRP, the consolidation we actually kind of hit our take profit for this point here already, but that was quite some time back. So there is a bigger consolidation incoming. So we will see the market for XRP here. Okay, and I'll go through link in a bit. Now, why I believe that the market will actually go lower is because of how Bitcoin is moving. That's why. So the impulse is here, right? So we do a Fibonacci retracement, and the level is down here for our level of interest to enter XRP again, 69 cents, 70 cents. And I would say that this is quite feasible because of the structure level. So you can see that acted as support, 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 resistance, 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 and now we're looking at support here. So there's an impulse, there's a consolidation. We should be seeing a sort of a megaphone flag downwards. So the market will likely do something like that. Okay, before a huge up. And anyway, the downside again is like what I mentioned for Bitcoin. Okay, why I see Bitcoin potentially going down, I'm just gonna move this away. Okay, and all the alternate coins will also eventually fall. It's because Bitcoin sort of break our structure down here. Okay, so initially what I'm looking at, but there is in one of the chat that we have in the Gold member, I did send out a sell entry quite some time back when it was down here. Okay, so the sell entry that I put down here, the reason why I'm looking at a sell was also to hit structure levels. I do have the chart. Give me a while. Let me pull it up. However, I did have a debate with one of my close friend who trades only Bitcoin, right? And then he did mention certain things, and I do see Bitcoin potentially rising. Um, that's why I sent out. I did consider some sell position, buy positions as well. So anyway, let me just go through why I did a sell first. Okay, then the logic behind the sell first, lah. Then after that, I share with you guys perspective for the upside. Uh, it was here BTC USD. Okay, but it's a bit yeah. So down here. Okay, so I sent it out on 16. 16 is down here. Okay, this point here. Okay, I sent out a sell entry because I see the mirror pattern lah. So I counted one, two, three. But then this whole area here, I didn't expect the market to consolidate and drop down because from the perspective here, right, this whole point here, if you all can see from my chart view here, actually this whole consolidation is actually this whole portion here. When I did the mirror, it was I think 1 hour or 4 hours time frame, something like that. Okay, so the center level was down here. Okay, and then I did my counts lah. So the counts again, where did it go? Yeah, the counts again was down here, right? So this whole portion here was something that I never expected the market to actually follow through lah. Because again, the structure levels are down here, seems very nice. But anyway, market went down, breaking past, and then it consolidated at this point here. Now, when I consolidated here, I wanted to send a sell signal, but had quite a lot of things on my plate lah, so I couldn't send it out. But anyway, this was the area where I wanted to send a sell, and the logic again. That's why I shared with you guys many times. If it's just above the or below the RSI, depending on where the market is at the stochastics level. Okay, so let's say it's down here, right, just slightly above the RSI 50, and then the stochastics is overbought, right? More often than not, it will reject back down because it's still on a pivot point. That means it's still bearish momentum. So this whole portion here, in my perspective, was already bearish momentum. This whole portion here. Okay. So anyway, consolidated. So 100% here and 100% down. That's why I expect the market to reach there. And when it does that, right, this 100%, we kind of have our 80%, 60% here. Okay, I would say in this case it would be about 60% lah. Okay, then we could do a Fibonacci retracement. Now I haven't done it, but I'll just do one now. Okay, so if I do my Fibonacci retracement, okay, so the potential is down here lah. Actually, it might test lower down here, for a potential push up. Okay, but I would do one buy entry down here first because the structure points are down here pretty nicely set up down here. You can see resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, and so on and so forth, right? So this is my buy area, okay, my buy zone area. And if you go to daily time frame, that's where my EMA 200 is sitting on, right down here. So I would expect the market to reach this point here for a push up. Okay, should it break lower, okay, then actually I wouldn't even put my Fibonacci in this case lah. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't put it there lah. Okay, so uh, if the market breaks past this level here, we should be looking at market to test back to structure level down here, okay, or potentially like just now where the line was at, okay, this point here, okay, down here, and then we might see a pushback up in this zone. Now the market, to confirm our buy entry or to confirm that the market is going back up, we do need the market to break past the 50 this range here. Okay. However, again, like I said, at this point here, it could push up already. So I would do one buy entry here. And because of how the alternate coins move, right? If you look at it quite carefully here, um, they are all at their peak already. Almost all alternate coins are like overbought. Okay, almost all of them at the moment. So I'm pretty sure because of the alternate coins being overbought and Bitcoin being overbought, there's a correlation again. So the plunge down will probably hit certain structure level, and the plunge down is also affected because of the major currency, Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin going down. Okay, so during this whole down period, when it reaches this point here, we want to see all the alternate coins, or I will observe the alternate coins to see if they are actually in stable range already. So what do I mean by stable range is that are they already in the mid range of RSI? Okay, and the stochastics is it already oversold? Now, if they are in the mid range, okay, you can see they haven't tested here. This one also haven't tested. This one also haven't tested. So they're probably going to test here. Okay, I'm using the game coins lah, but if you all go and look, or I'll just do a back test later. But all of them are relatively the same right now. Okay, so once they reach the overbought levels or at the RSI level of 50, which is the safe the zone, we want to observe the stochastics. If the stochastics is oversold, okay, then very likely we should see a rejection coming back up. That means the market pushing back up, stochastics going to push up, and then the market here going to go up. So just like what I showed you guys for CRO just now, I think CRO I closed it. Yeah, I closed CRO. Let me just put it out again. Okay. So for XRP, we want to see it being oversold and oversold. Yeah, I know the stochastics is oversold here, but stochastics can move sideways like that. Okay, can move sideways like that. But the RSI also possible, but it's more often than not they will push very sharp. You can see they don't really dangle around down there. They just move in a very fast, very huge movement down, right, when it's oversold, overbought or oversold. Okay, so you can see it's very steep lah. Even down here, see overbought, right? Overbought here, and then it comes down. So now if I use CRO for instance, again, why I use CRO is because I just want to emphasize again on the this on the market being slightly oversold or overbought. Or is okay. Actually, I don't know what's the chart now. Just now I was looking at. Was it CRO or was it something else? I can't remember what was the ticker. Yeah, I can't remember the ticker. Later I check lah. But CRO also same thing. You see, it's heavily overbought. Heavily overbought. We want to see the market test back to 50 range and the stochastics being like oversold. Then it will act as a sort of like bounce lah. So let me find an example. Okay, something along this. Okay, something along this line here. See how the stochast, the RSI is right underneath the 50 level. It's not sometimes the best rational is like down here. Then the stochastics is overbought, oversold. Okay, then this one is like just nice on the line. Okay, then we can look for buy positions. But in this case here, market is right underneath. It's like 39. Okay, but it's momentum wise, it could go bearish, but because the stochastics is really so oversold, it is very unlikely for it to stay bearish lah. So down here would be a buy opportunity, okay, and then the market starts pushing it up. Now there are a few examples here. Same thing like down this point here as well. Okay, notice how the market is like right underneath the RSI, or yeah, right underneath the 50 RSI, and then market is oversold, right? So on the stochastics, and then the market start pushing up. It works the same in inverse lah. So you can see here, right above the 50 range. Okay, but this is a bit slightly higher lah. I would prefer somewhere around 56 or cap at 60. This is above 60, so somewhere around the 50, 60 range, 50 range, and then the market is overbought right on the stochastics. Then we look for the market to potentially drop. Okay, so anyway, this is a bit more of momentum, and you kind of need to observe it quite frequently. I mean, like to get used to it, or to understand how it moves. Okay, so in this case here, I am expecting the market to reach the RSI, or touch or just go slightly below the RSI 50, whereas the stochastics is oversold. Then we look for buy position or buy entry again. Okay, but as of now, in my opinion, it's still bad. For all the game coins, is potentially bearish lah. But like I said, if you bought it at a bottom catch, $2 price range, just hold it. Okay, but if you are buying, if or even lower is better lah. But if you bought it like maybe like $3 and things like that, you can consider exiting your position, because it's more likely than not, in my opinion, the market will likely test back for mana should be around 360, 370. Whether or not it goes lower, I would say look at the RSI and then see whether is it a stable range. Okay, if it's not stable, then it should continue falling lah. Okay, stable meaning to say that it's very it's not near the 50 range at all. Okay, monthly time frame here, I don't have the data. Weekly time frame, not enough data as well. Yeah, but the daily time frame is heavily overbought lah. Okay, guys. So just take note to that. Let me just look at any questions or not. Okay, NVAX. Yeah, let me look at NVAX. Yeah, I did pull out some pretty good stock tickers for stocks again. Okay, that you all can look at later. That we'll be looking at later. Okay, but NVAX. Uh, yeah. So this was done quite a while back already. My buy entry will be here, but the market is still consolidating here. Okay, so we want to see whether the market is actually, in this case here, whether is it going to reach overbought. But the stochastics is not very healthy, in my opinion, down here. Okay, this is above again. The RSI is slightly above. It's not in my. I don't really like it. Okay, but if it's somewhere here, then we could see the market continue going down. Okay, but based on how the pre-market is that we're probably going to start, or the RSI is probably going to reach like maybe 70. Okay, but the stochastics is already overbought lah. Let's look at shorter time frame. I mean, larger time frame. Okay, I'll move this as actually I'll keep it there. Okay, yeah, actually I'll move very blur. Okay, the consolidation is a bit smaller in this case, but we should still be looking at the market to rise to this point here. Now, if you bought this down this level here, it's also fine. Just leave it, because again, the idea is that you want to see where the structure levels are at. So if I'm going to put my pivot point here. So what's a pivot point? Pivot point is where the market actually acts as support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. Okay, so here was resistance, 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 resistance. Here acted as support. Okay, now here acting as a support level. So in this case here, we could still see the market go a little bit higher. I haven't seen it test. Okay, it's actually quite not very nice. But now the reason why I expect the market to drop to this point here is because of the Fibonacci retracement, because it did not retrace to its fullest yet. Okay, so I would potentially see the market reach here. Okay, and here would also mean that we are replicating this side of this head and shoulders, because like I said, I drew it down here quite a while back already. So this is a potential shoulder. This whole thing is the head, and this is a potential shoulder. Okay, so whether or not this is already following through the shoulder exit, right? That means to say that this is already going up here. Why? Because the shoulder is here one, the head is here, and this is the second shoulder. Okay, then this is a break and retest. Okay, so if that is the case, which is possible because the very first time that you guys entered, or most of you that entered, I think it was down here or down here, was because of this head and shoulders here, right? Okay, and this was a pretty solid entry lah. So anyway, like I said, the market may not test to this point here, okay, but should the market reach that point, then an alert will sound to us. Oh, I never even set the alert yet. Yeah, but the alert was sent to us for buy entry. Okay, but in my point, I wouldn't. It's very unlikely for the market to reach there, lah. Okay, one is this. You see, remember I emphasized on bullish and bearish momentum in RSI, right? So this is bearish momentum. Okay, this is bullish momentum. Okay, this is bullish momentum. Oops, sorry. This is bullish momentum. But there's this very consistent thing that happens is that if the market has not touched the RSI 50 yet, they will usually touch and then continue. So you see now I mean sometimes they don't touch lah, sometimes they're very close, okay, but more often than not they'll touch or go right underneath and then go up. Okay, so anyway, if it goes right underneath, if this goes lower, then we will probably hit our buy entry at $94 or $95. Okay, but if it doesn't, it's also fine because right now this is a break. Again, this is the head and shoulders. Okay, down here, this is a break of structure. So the market broke out, retest. Okay, so this was like the initial buy entry, I think, for most of us. And then we are looking for the take profit up here. So why here is 100% here. We look at 80% up. Okay, sorry, 80% up is somewhere around this point here. Okay, very hard to see, I realize. Okay, but why am I aiming for higher position? Okay, why am I aiming for higher position? Is simply because of the very large head and shoulders, the one on the monthly time frame down here, this one here, shoulder, head, and shoulder, right? So that's why I expect the market to reach down here, which is also what I write here, lah. So this is a bit more long term. Uh, the market may, like I say, go left and right, sideways a little bit, the consolidation, but remember this. This is a impulse, a very huge, sharp movement upwards, right? This is market consolidating. Okay. More often than not, after a consolidation, the market will continue upwards. Okay, to trend upwards. So a good example is something like that. Okay, impulse down. Okay, impulse down here, consolidate upwards. Now you cannot see the consolidation here because this consolidation is on the daily time frame. Okay, but 100% here and then 100% down. Now same thing happened here, 100% here. The consolidation went upwards. Okay, then after that it broke down again. Okay, but you can do a Fibonacci retracement as well. You should see the levels lah. So let me just do a example for the Fibonacci in a consolidation phase. Okay, that's why I did a Fibonacci here on the 6.1 and potentially here, okay, which I did right down here. If the market dropped lower, okay, then you will hit this structure point here, but also the consolidation is bigger. So what happens if the consolidation is very big? Okay, it becomes the next movement is potentially bigger. Okay, just take note of that. If the market consolidates for very big period or very long period, the market, uh, the next market impulse will be more bigger lah in that sense. So I'll do a Fibonacci here. Okay, we should test to 0.786 or 0.618. Okay, so this one tested to 0.786. So the impulse, this is the pullback, which is the consolidation, and then the rejection. So if I do my Fibonacci extension, I would see this as my first or second take profit. Okay, so the gray area is always my first safe take profit. Okay, down here, but and down here makes sense as well because you can see here acted as all the resistance support. So down here will be my first safe take profit. Okay, so I will exit most of my positions here. Then after that, my second is the blue area here. Okay, which we then hit later part. Okay, now, so once we completed this portion of again, this is from a down perspective. Now we look at the outside perspective. Okay, so I do my extension. This is the impulse. This is the highest point, and then this is my pullback. Now, depending on where the market pullback lah, okay, assuming the market pulls back to this point here, then the first safe take profit is down here, the gray zone, right? Then this gray zone makes sense to me because this is the highest point the market tested. Now, whether and because it has not tested for very long time, there is likely to have a rejection. However, you can hold a position if you bought in at a pretty good price. You can hold a position here and wait for the market to go up here because like what happened here, sometimes the market don't want to I mean like it just continues going lah, right? So in this case here for the example down here, I just now do the Fibonacci extension. Okay, you can see that the gray zone did not even make any consolidation or did not even make any rejection. It just continued following down all the way to our blue zone here. Okay, so in this case here, if you got a very good price position down here, I would just sit and wait for our take profit at down this point here. How long will it take? I'm looking at estimated 2024, 2025. Okay, but this is just one one example, but there are a lot of COVID related companies or companies studying COVID-19 because we are going into endemic, right? So the thing is you can constantly see new mutations whatsoever. I know you all heard the news and things like that. I honestly haven't read about it, but I do know that COVID is going to stay with us for quite some time. It's going to be something like a common flu. So vaccinations will or medical research for this will definitely be needed for the future, right? So the rationale behind it is why I'm explaining this is because there are no more than just uh, this company doing COVID vaccinations and cure and things like that. There is another few companies that are doing it, and their stock price is also moving towards the upside in the next few years. Okay, so but they are pretty new. Okay, so I'll go through them in a bit. So their buy positions are a bit smaller. They are considered penny stocks, but in terms of the boom potential of being bought out by another company is possible in those charts lah. Okay, but I hope that answers your question. So for NVAX again, this is a break of structure for the head and shoulders here. Okay, this point here, this is a break and retest. We could see the market continue going up from here. However, should it go down, this is where we will do our next buy entry. Now, if it does go lower, we'll do a DCA down here. But more likely than not, we should see the market reach out here. We have a very big head and shoulders down here. Again, this is a assumed head and shoulders, okay, because there is no data down here. However, if you see or you've been with me for quite some time, we have done this back test for quite a lot of times already, and the data seems to be very clean. So just take note that we would see more likely than not NVAX going up to this price point in the next couple of years. Okay. Now I will look at again same thing. If you got any chart requests, just type it in. I will go through. I'll put the chat at the side. Okay. So there are a few companies that I'm looking at in terms of medical research. I did open up one. Was it this? No, I can't remember which one was it. Oh yeah, Atos is actually the one. Yeah. Anyway, Atos revamped their site lah. So I would think that they got money to do all these. I think something is gonna happen lah. Okay. So anyway, but this is therapy. I honestly have not researched again. I do not go into research of what the companies does. This due diligence, I let you guys go and do it. But they seem to be talking about it, COVID-19 and things like that lah. Okay, but anyway, Atos seems to be quite healthy. I know some of you are worried about Atos because you still have positions for it. Um, but here it goes lah. Okay, bearish momentum all the way has not had their big hit yet. Okay, this is probably a potential NVAX chart lah. Okay, multiplier is a bit higher. Uh, yeah, I would say it's higher than the NVX because our entry would be somewhere around here. Our next buy entry because the monthly time frame I did mention the last time round that we could see the market reaching this point here. Now, the very first time we entered was because we did a Fibonacci retracement. Impulse was from here going up to this point here, and then we hit our 618. So the first entry was 786, I think. Yeah, 786 level here, or 618 actually. Never really touched until the 786. Okay, but we did our buy entry the very first time in April or May, somewhere around this 2 months. Um, First exit now. I didn't expect the market to actually reject down so quickly. I was thinking that it could do this deal here, but if you look carefully, there's a center that I've drawn. Okay, 1 1. This whole point here is this whole point here. This 2 2 is this point here. and then 3 is where the market is currently at. So there should be a significant spike up. Okay, and I think I checked. Yeah, I can't remember which medical stock actually, or they never buy back yet. Okay, but I would expect them to do a buyback. So one cheat way that I found out, and I've been testing this for past couple of weeks, is that, and because it's pretty legit, that's why I mean like after testing it seems to be very good. That's why I'm sharing it. Okay, you can actually find out which institution, I mean, whether the director or the owner buy back their stock. Okay, and whenever there's a buyback, there is a pretty significant move up. Okay, and again, they will own back their shares. So the demand will then be more, right? So the price will go up because people want to buy their shares more, and the logic is that their shares is limited because the company bought it back, right? So the value of the shares will be increased. Uh, that's the logic behind it, lah. Okay. But anyway, I'll show you guys a little bit of example. But ATOS one is currently not here. I did see TXMD. Okay, so TXMD is one of the things that I mentioned. I sent out that potential buy. Let me just TXMD. I think because they will expire, as in like, there's only they only show a few days lah. So TXMD I saw it on the 16th. Okay, so they bought about like 1 million shares, or about six-figure shares lah back. So that's why I wanted to show you guys. But apparently they really, I did share in the group chat, I think. Yeah, ATOS one I think they haven't buy back yet. Okay, but anyway, the structure level here, okay, seems to be quite clean. Um, and when I move up the Fibonacci retracement, this is a pretty good retracement level. We haven't actually hit the 0.786 yet. Okay, so we could still see the market going down to $2. Okay, that's the unfortunate part. Okay, but this would be a good buy. The market has been bearish for quite some time. Okay, but you can see here now is right underneath the RSI level 50, but it's already reaching the oversold on stochastics, and this is monthly time frame. So what do you think will happen if the stochastics is oversold again? Oversold here, the market went up. Okay, try to climb back into range lah. Okay, so at this point here, it sort of climbed back, but because the whole month it moved, so the data is not very clean yet lah. Okay, but in any case, once it starts balancing out, and then we have a bit higher positions, we would see the market doing this push up lah. Okay, and this should actually balance us out somewhere around the mid range. Okay, and then the RSI will be a bit already on the bearish momentum, or I mean it wouldn't be like that lah. It will probably be like somewhere around here. Okay, then the market is probably going to go back down a little bit. So I would expect this thing to happen. Okay, but how fast or how much, I'm not sure. Okay, we need to let the days run because I'm on the monthly time frame. We need to let it run a few days for us to actually perceive, or for me to get the data to understand whether we are going for another down, like whether this is going to just spike up and go down or not. Okay, so in any case, down here we should be looking at the market to go up to at least this point again. Okay, or if you want to be a bit safe, then $5 price point would be where the market will potentially reach for the first safe take profit. But this is where my TCA point will be, somewhere around the $2.10 range to $2 range. Okay, then we will do a buy in. First take profit will be at $5, but if you bought it here, bottom catch here, I wouldn't be letting go already lah. I'll just like ride all the way up. Okay, and then leave it for probably the next few months or years actually. Yeah, but this would be actually quite bullish for a time being, because you can see again the market momentum is moving towards the bullish range, right? The stochastics have been oversold like crazy. Now it's finally in range. So what's the logic behind it is that the market is now more bullish already. Okay, that's the logic behind it. Now, when the market reaches, when the RSI moves up, right, the market will already start moving upwards. Whether this goes down first or not, I'm not too sure. So the DCA price, if you want to be like a bit FOMO, then this price is okay. But if you want to wait, then you can enter around $2.10. That means the stochastics will likely be already touching the oversold levels. Then the market will be moving towards the upside again, just like all this. When it's oversold for quite some time, it will start moving upwards. So then the RSI will be bullish. Then that's where this is the bullish momentum coming. Okay. So this is all bearish momentum. But I think this company has a lot of potential for long term. Okay. I mean, I never go and look at their FA again, but long term, because of their PA, they have never reached a bullish price point. That means they have never given people hope at the start yet. Okay, that means people never pump in money yet. Okay, not a lot of people. So, uh, my actual take profit, okay, would be at 46 range. This is structure level down here. This is very feasible. How long I'm not sure. I don't think in the next 4 or 5 years lah. Possible, but the logic I shared with you guys before, if it takes how many months for it to drop, we see how many months we use the same uh, date range. So let me get the measurement. Okay. So if it takes this amount of time to come down, we use the same amount of time for it to go up. Okay. But it has to start building the up momentum. So I think it should be sometime around here. So 2024 is quite feasible. But I'm not looking for the price point until there. This is my level here. Okay. So the logic is 100% here. We look at 80% up. Okay. We might go higher than that. Okay. But just to be safe, because structural levels are here, then we will do here. Now, the next level that we'll be looking at is down here, this point here. Okay. This will give us about 80%, and then this is where the huge sell position comes in, right? So we call it sell block lah. Okay, but anyway, or the sell orders are all stuck down here. Okay, then there's only one green candlestick. So more often than not, we will reach that kind of levels. Like see here again. So here's a good example. See the massive sell here, right? Then this is the only green candlestick. When the market touch there, it gets rejected. Okay, so this price point here, okay, hasn't been touched for very long. So this will be our first target price. Second one, if you want to be a bit safe, will be somewhere around here. But I believe that there should be a significant pullback lah. Maybe down here. I'm not sure yet. Okay, until we have more data. Yeah. Then we probably can do a Fibonacci extension to figure out. Actually, down here can do an extension. Sorry, I never do it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, I think it's quite significant. So down here would be the blue zone, right? Then down here is the red zone. So I think this would be a very yeah. So I think that makes sense lah. Okay, the red zone here, so the exhaustion should come in, and then there will be a sort of pullback. You can see the rejection down here. So the market did something like that, right? So we should see something like that as well. And then whether or not it exits, we will see by then lah. Huh? Okay, so this one, ATOS high potential. Now we'll look at. Now I know a lot of you are like crypto fanatics lah, but I'm not looking at crypto right now unless you are looking for short positions. But long, from my perspective, long positions, long term, okay, we could still see Bitcoin. Why is it so? Okay, yeah, we will likely see Bitcoin reach the 85K range. Okay. However, like I say again, if it fails to break this level here, screw that. We won't see hit 80K. Okay, we will see the mirror pattern happening. So again, this is the center. Okay, it's a bit hard to see the center here, but you all can see the M shape here, quite obvious one, right? And then this portion here would then be here. We 100% here. We go 80% down. Okay, so 100% in total here, 80% in total here, and then this is where we will probably do our buy entry. Okay, should the market fail to break this part here. Okay, but if the market doesn't break this part here, we are still quite good for an upside. Okay, sorry, if the market breaks this part here, then we should be quite good for an upside. That means it's actually a consolidation uh, period lah. Actually, yeah, you cannot draw it this way. But when you feel a double bottom or double top, okay, so let's say you have a double bottom here, right? And if the market fail to break the center level, right, then it will continue downwards because this will be considered a consolidation. Okay, so anyway, what we'll be looking at is AGC. Okay, so what we'll be looking at is to see whether the market break past this level here. If the market does break past, after if it reaches here in the first place, if it reaches here and break past up, then this should be a pretty significant buy position. Okay, that means it should be a very good upside. Your buy entry should be here should the market break downwards. Okay, so my first buy entry will be here for BTC, and then the second one will be here. Okay. Now, yeah. So again, I'm only looking at Bitcoin first because all the alternate coins will follow lah. Okay, and currently all the alternate coins seems to be more bearish than bullish. So I would still believe that the market is going down. Okay. So I will go through ATOS. Okay, let me open up AGC. AGC is the one for Grab, right? Autometer. Am I right? Yeah, the last time I did this long ago, but I actually never sent out lah. But I didn't like the stock price anyway. Okay, from here you go one whole month, such a big candlestick, you only like multiply so small. From here to here only $12, $13. Well, not nice to trade on. Yeah, yeah. That's why I remember. I remember we went through the chart. Then the monthly didn't have much data, but the weekly, the daily itself, I kind of like drew this descending wedge, right? So this was a falling wedge, right? So that's why the buy entries. I think the first buy entry was here. Hey, why the alarm never trigger? Weird. Yeah, there was a buy uh alarm down here. I don't know why it didn't trigger. But anyway, this looks good for a long term up. Okay. Now, same thing here. Look at this, guys. Okay, so it's the same logic again, bullish and bearish momentum. So bearish momentum all the way, right? Bullish momentum, and then like what I mentioned here, the market will likely bounce off. Okay. So anyway, this is a break. So this is the high point, right? Okay. So a very simple way to understand this is connect the resistance level. Okay, then you can get it already. You can see now here, and logically how the market is trying to do is the market is trying to push this, trying to break past this structure level here. Okay, but note that the market has broken past this level, retested the level. Okay, so this is a consolidation, and what I mentioned is the same. If the consolidation is very very long, or like it took a while for the consolidation to happen, okay, that is consolidating, right? That means the impulse will be quite big. But follow the 100% to 100% rule lah. 100% rule here, then 100% up, right? And then there should be a significant pushback here, okay, which is actually this part here. And it makes sense because the structure levels are down here, okay, the resistance level. So we just draw the resistance level here. So the market will actually potentially push back again, okay, and then we would potentially see the market continue upwards to hit our target price down here. $18.75 is the target price. Yeah, but to find some examples, there is a lot lah, but I need to go and see whether I got a chance to find until lah. Okay, but again, the logic is first is to identify your trend, momentum, and direction first. So in this case here, it was bearish for very long, right? So the bullish movement has to come in. Anyway, this group got a lot of companies under them on. So uh, I'm pretty sure that they will fly lah. So if you bought it a bottom catch here, now again, unfortunately, we didn't get the alarm. I do not know why the alarm signal didn't trigger. Uh, that's weird. I don't know why it didn't trigger. What the hell? Yeah, but anyway, since it's already let me just off my mail. Where is it? This no, this no. Yeah, I don't know why my email keep coming out. But anyway, oh maybe I close this. Cannot. Okay, never mind. Yeah. So anyway, because of this momentum and understanding the market movement, this is pretty new, right? So we don't have monthly time frame, monthly data. Weekly time frame seems to be bullish first, right? So now we're looking at bearish first. Now we're looking at bullish momentum. So again, until the market reach overbought at stochastics, okay, then we will consider some exit positions. Okay. Now we'll look at the next chart. Okay, you want to know the few charts I have. Okay, TXMD, very big movement gonna come. I would just look at buy positions for this. TXMB actually they got quite a big buyback recently. Uh, but I do not know if I can check it from here. Now there's something new I just found out today. I'm trying to see whether it works. Anyway, this is all standard buying lah. So this is house trading. House trading is I think insider trading. Okay, but anyway, this is a new platform that I'm trying out. So I haven't uh I'm just trying to see whether I can get the historical data out or not. Because I am sure TXMB had a buy position here. Let me check the chat if I got share. Oh yeah, I did share. Wait, did I share? No, I didn't share their buy in because they did do a buy in. Oh yeah, I mean I typed it out lah. But I didn't actually screenshot that. Yeah, but anyway, they did a buy in for their shares lah. How come I didn't paste? Too weird. I remember pasting one just like very small PNG file. But anyway, yeah. So let me check here whether I can see the buyback. Buyback. This one I haven't. I'm not sure how to use this one. So okay, wait. Let me see. House trading, insider trading. Aha, insider trading. Shit, I don't know what can keep, what cannot keep. Oh, okay. Insider trading. Okay, let's see. Uh, TXMB. Oh, that was stupid. I don't know why they're not showing. Yeah, but anyway, I remember that they did do a buyback lah of their shares. So anyway, their boom pattern is down here already, right? This is a monthly time frame, so their M shape is already down there, done already. Now the safe take profit level will be somewhere around here. Okay, should I know for some of you it's break even. Okay, but I would look at buy positions here. Okay, right now it got lower lah, even better to pick up lah. Okay, but monthly time frame we can see is bearish for very long. Okay, I think their company is also doing not so bad. I think it's COVID related, if I'm not wrong. I can't remember what's their, yeah, also COVID related. I can't remember what else they did lah. But I only saw that the direct their own company bought back their shares. Okay, so anyway, the M shape is here. I would do a buy position down here, take profit down here, $6 range. Okay, potentially even higher lah down here. Yeah. Oh, we bought in. Some of our positions are like down here, like $1.30 or 80 cents around there. Yeah, but they are consolidating for very long already down here. So a very good buy position would come in lah. Okay. So TXMB is one of the charts that I'm looking at. Let's look at another one. Okay, OGEN. Yeah, OGN also another boom potential. So why the medical stocks I'm also not sure, but all the medical stocks seems to be going in favor in the coming few months or years lah. Okay, so I'm not sure what is the rationale behind it, but uh, this one quite promising or more promising than the rest lah. Among the ones that I see now, the their company did not do any buyback yet as well, but the consolidation is pretty sharp, oversold like crazy as well. Monthly time frame is on a very you can see it's been very bearish for quite some time, but it's already moving towards the bullish range here. What okay again? Now the logic is this: is that all this hits the levels here, right? But see this is overbought, okay, on the stochastics. That's why there's a major drop at that point of time. Okay, I think it was this one here. No, down here. Okay, so like I say again, if it's like on the fence or like near the oversold, but it's at the bottom part of the RSI, right? Like right underneath the RSI, okay, and it's oversold, right? Then we'll be looking for the market to go up. Okay, so we are more or less there already. So I would do a very like conservative take profit for this at $4 or somewhere around here. And this will also complete our head and shoulders pattern down here. Okay, this head and shoulders not very clear, or some of you might not be able to catch it. Okay, this part here. Now this is not a shoulder. Initially, I also expected this to be a shoulder, but it's not. Okay, this is the inner head level. Okay, and then if you just draw a line to find the second shoulder, it's on the same level as it is right now. So hence my rationale for it to go up now 100% here, 80% up. Okay, then this would be okay. This we put it a bit more safer than it would be down here. Okay, $2 85 cents. Okay, yeah. But anyway, let's go through the INUV one because that one I think has the biggest potential among all that I've seen so far. Uh, and there's SYN also incoming. But so this INUV, I'm not sure if they still have it here or they already expired already. As in because they only show the insider trading for a while only. But INUV actually the director bought a lot back. Their stocks they bought a lot back. So okay, Clover also just bought back. So those that are stuck on CLOV, I'll go through the chart in a while. Let me find that one. ETOS also good for a while more as well. Okay, INUV. Okay, honestly, I'm not sure what they do. Okay, I never go and research whatsoever. So if you all feel a bit more conservative, then please do your due diligence. But I've shown this to many of you guys before. The boom pattern when you have a double M shape here, right? And then it consolidates for very long. What happens? It goes up crazy. So I'm going to show again some examples because I do see some new faces in the chat today. Okay, so let me just show you guys. Let's use GME for instance. Okay, let's use BlackBerry for instance. Okay, we can also use. I think BlackBerry cannot. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Let me check. BlackBerry can lah. Okay, also got. Okay, so and then we use GME is here already. Okay, so the M shape, this particular M shape, before the booms lah. Okay, so you see the M shape, and then this one is down. I mean, you can consider this as the bigger M, or you want to consider this as the M also can. Okay, then the consolidation, and then the spike up, right? So BlackBerry did the same thing, and then it went up. Okay, and then honestly, I think BlackBerry will go way higher lah. Because there's a bigger M shape here, so I expect BlackBerry to reach 300 ish, and a lot of people thought they died lah, but they're supplying security technology for quite a number of companies. Even Apple is also using some of the BlackBerry technology. If you go and do your own research, I can't remember where I stumbled upon, but it had an article quite some time back ago. Okay, and then if we look at Amazon, for instance, okay, okay, the M before the boom, right? So the same thing here. Okay, the M, then the consolidation, and then the push up, right? So now, how high will it go? This is not something I know lah. Okay, I think AMC is another one. Okay, like you can measure through Fibonacci retracement and things like that. So the M shape here, the consolidation, and then the boom. Okay, sometimes it consolidates downwards lah, but more often than not, okay, it only consolidates downwards if there is space for the market to go lower. Okay, this is what I noticed. If the market has no space to go lower, that means down here is below here is the listing price, right? That means like zero, right? Then you will not see the consolidation go downwards. Okay, but in this case, you see this is like right underneath the delisting price, or right above, sorry, not underneath, right? And then it goes up. Okay, so now we are pretty much there. Okay, so if you bottom catch this, now again, penny stock, so the multiplier is quite healthy. I wouldn't be so I'm only going to say put in money you can lose lah. Okay, so I've never had attachment to any money whatsoever one. So as in like if I put into investment, I don't feel like wow I lost money there because investment again the logic is that whatever you throw into investing has potential risk already. So just have that mentality so you don't feel very intoxicated or very anxiety or that kind of thing. Okay. So anyway, multiplier effect for this is quite nice. In my opinion, $300 is enough to multiply to 30 times. Okay, because right now it's like $6.60. So if, in SGD, if you're multiplying, you buy in 300 worth of shares. $300. You probably get about 1:1 or somewhere around there lah. Okay, so I did so 300 for example, and it goes $30, then you've got a pretty good return lah. Okay, so anyway, um, the level here, why here, but safe take profit is this level here because structure level is here. Okay, now at this point here, the market will very likely touch $3 or $4 price point, and it may go back to consolidation a bit more. Okay, because this was a spike up down here. Okay, you can see this small spike up here. Okay, but naturally, when this is very long, like what I say, the consolidation phase very long, the exponential growth is a lot higher. Okay. Now, why here? Okay, there's two things. Now, if you take profit here, this is very conservative, but because there's a massive sell block down here, so I would expect a rejection down here. Okay, so I would expect a rejection down here. However, I would expect a push up after that. Okay, so I wouldn't be exiting all my positions here. I'll probably be like exiting maybe. So when you buy your shares whatsoever, you don't buy one shot 10K example. You buy 1K and then you buy example only lah, depending on how much you want to buy. Okay, but I'll do like 300, then I'll do another price buy in at 300 again, so I can release. Because some platforms like Saxo don't allow you to release uh the X amount of shares you have at one price point. So if I bought 1K, I only can release all 1K at one go. Okay, but if you I'm not sure about Tiger and whatsoever, but so for how I buy my shares is I buy 1K, then I stack another 1K or whatever, depending on how much I want to buy lah. Right, then I can release that one set of shares. So in this case here, I'll release one set here. Okay, then I'll hold the other half or the other set of shares for the take profit here. So why do I foresee the market here? Now, one is if you look at how I showed you guys the data here, the exponential after the M is after the M, right? They go higher than the M. Okay, you see even out here M, then they go higher than the M. Now, usually the rise is 400% from the M size lah. So if the M is here, this is 100%, then you do 400 times 400 the percent, three times or four times the size of the M. Okay, that is what I've been looking at it so far. Okay, some companies like Amazon actually multiply higher than that, so that's a bit more different. So anyway, in this case here, even if the market reach here, it makes sense to me because if I do my trend line and I touch, it can go higher, but I'm just doing a bit more conservative. Okay, so I'm breaking past the in between down here, so I'm just going to lower this to this point here. So it acts as a resistance here, support here, and resistance here. So this is the level, my market potential level, this whole zone here. Okay, but yeah, again, I'm not sure what this company does. Just do a bit of research and decide for yourself whether you want to jump into this. I've already bought in some shares. I intend to buy in more later, uh, probably like in 2 weeks' time or something like that. The reason why I'm not stacking immediately because I actually bought quite a big sum already, and I'm just waiting for more market movement to help me decide whether I want to pump in more lah. Okay, but anyway, potential is $14. How long will it take? Now this is something that I'm not sure. Again, I never do any FA on this yet. Okay, but if the company has very good FA as well in terms of business model whatsoever and whatever they're doing, then I would probably see it for very very long term. Meaning to say that it could be until 10 years or 5 years down the road. But just take note, remember what I shared. I shared here. If it takes this amount of time to climb up, okay, you just expect the same movement. Sorry, I should use the date range. Okay. Okay, so it takes how many months here? Okay, 1 year, 1.5 years to climb up there. Okay, depending on when the market boom, you will take almost the same timeline as it. Okay, so give you an example again. This is based on back testing. Okay, okay, here you got no data. Okay, we have no actually here the data. Okay, yeah, this is a good example. You see the M shape here, right? This is the center level, right? So for the market to reach this height again, how long did it take? Okay, so about 394 days. So what I'll do is I'll copy and paste. Yeah, okay. And then if you take a look here, we took about almost 394 days to match the height of this candlestick. Slightly lower lah, actually, slightly lesser. It took about lesser in this case, 243. Okay, but yeah, my point exactly is this M shape here. Okay, and then you see the M shape. Actually, the second M haven't formed yet, but the first part of the M is already formed now. Okay, the line you cannot see, but yeah, this is the M here. Okay, now the thing is, it might not do an M already. Down here might consolidate and go up. Okay, so just take note to that. Yeah, so anyway, this is what I'm trying to say, and there are many data or backtests, but I can't remember all the charts. Okay, but I've done it quite a number of times for backtesting purpose. Uh, it it just takes that same amount of rise to fall. I think Bitcoin got a good example as well. Okay, let's just use Bitcoin example then, since it's really down here. Okay. Um, okay, let's say we are talking about continuation, right? For the market to continue the momentum, right? Then I think this is a very easy, obvious one down here. Lah. So the date range, okay, depending on what kind of mirror you're looking at, lah. But this mirror is more of a continuation mirror. Those that attended come for the live quite constant, or those that are in the course, you would have noticed this, and I've gone through this quite a number of times. So you see the date range for the continuation pattern is there, right? If you use if it's a mirror in terms of the symmetrical mirror, right? Then if example Bitcoin follows through, how long it takes to climb up here will be the same as how long it takes to fall back down. Okay, so this is about 237 days. Then we should see the same movement, or roughly the same days, or and things like that. Okay, so I hope this is something that you all can understand. It takes a while for those that are with me for quite some time. This should already be quite built into your system already. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So just now I was sharing in this INUV. So INUV has that potential. Okay, for 30 times. Now I'm going to look at this. Okay, I just go through EQOS because I know that a lot of you are actually holding EQOS. EQOS already. Okay, so the good thing is this. You see the mirror pattern here. Okay. Now I'm going to scrape this center point. Okay, because this is actually a more obvious mirror now. Okay. So this is my center. One, one. This whole portion here is this part here. Okay. So we're looking for a very huge movement up. Okay. Then we should hit back our price point here. Now, whether or not the market decides to break back below and consolidate, then we will decide from there. Okay. But I would expect the market to reach somewhere around here. Okay. Again, there are a few things that you need to test and take note of is things like your Fibonacci. Even Fibonacci is applicable here. It doesn't matter whether you're on a mirror, your Fibonacci should be applicable and it should still move in favor towards your mirror pattern, depending on whether you have highlighted the correct way of the market movement. So anyway, let's do a Fibonacci here to see if the market has retraced. Okay, and it has retraced already. Now we just need to do an extension to find out the height, how high it's going to go. Okay, and you can see down here, this is our blue zone. So this will be our first safe take profit. Okay, and then sorry, the first safe take profit is down here, which is the $8 range. Okay, and then the second one would be down here, which is the blue zone. Okay, but as you guys have already known, there's an M shape here. Okay, okay, down here. You want to count here also can, but this is not a very nice one. I always take the M shape when one is higher and this is lower. Okay, so anyway, this is a consolidation. So I would expect the market to reach here, do a consolidation here and then continue upwards. Similar to that of GME, similar to that of AMC, and so on and so forth. Okay, so again, I'm just going to put out the references, okay, so that you guys can take a look. GME and AMC. Okay. Okay, so GME actually surpassed the M shape already, right? Then it consolidated down here. I am still looking at GME to go up. There is only one downside to this, which is the chart pattern for this is it's a symmetrical triangle. Okay, that means it can break either directions. A very strong chance of it 50-50 right now. But because of this impulse buy or this movement up, okay, in my opinion, it is more likely to break upwards. Okay, but anyway, we'll wait and see how it goes, huh? But 100% to 100%, lah. Okay, if you've got a flat pole, you want to take 100% of flat pole, 100% up. Okay, so same thing here. AMC. Okay, you can see that after the market break up, consolidate, break up, now consolidating again, we're looking for another upside. Okay, but I think this one all still lagging, right? So let's look at Amazon, since Amazon's already moved already. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, after breaking past the M or whatever, then it consolidate above, or down here it consolidate, then after it continue upwards. Okay, so EQOS is somewhere similar. Okay, we should see the accumulation consolidation somewhere first, and then we see whether the market is oversold, overbought. Like you see here, I'm right underneath the 50. Okay, somewhere around, as long okay, so at 50 level it doesn't go below 40, below 40, then it should be pretty healthy for an upside lah. Okay, stochastics, the down okay, stochastics did touch the oversold levels. Okay, and then the upside came. Okay, so this is something like what I was trying to explain lah. Okay, so as long as you kind of get that, then over time you will get used to it lah. So you see 50 range here, right? Okay, right underneath the 50, and then here oversold, right? Then the market continue going up. Okay, until here. Okay, so same logic here. What we'll be looking at is the market, for the market to actually, you see down here already oversold already. So this is very likely to go up already, right underneath the 50 level, right? So we will see the market going up. Okay, now the thing is, from here, we want to observe and see where the market is at. So like I say, market is more likely to pull back down, similar to GME right now or AMC right now. They pull back, they reach oversold, overbought, and then they pull back down, and then they're going to hit the stochastics oversold, then a potential upside. So AMC still got very high potential to go down a little bit more. I do expect it to reach the EMA 200. So the EMA acts as a dynamic support level, so it can be a resistance or support, okay, like a moving one. Okay, so when the market reach here, we will look for buy positions. But the multiplier for actually AMC multiplier is not so bad lah. Yeah, so 100% here, 100% up. That will give us about 200% gain or 100% gain, roughly there. Actually, this is pretty nice. Let me just set an alert for this. Okay, but I do want to let the market reach the 200 point. If it doesn't reach the 200 point, I don't want to risk entering too early for this, because the spread or the market movement is pretty big lah. So from here to here already earn like quite a significant amount. So if the multiplier is very high. So if your loss multiplier will also be very high if it goes against you, right? So anyway, yeah. So those that are in EQOS, this would be anyway, I did draw lah. This is you see the trend line here, right? So acted as support, support here, then resistance, then market broke out from the resistance, became a support here. And you can see there's very little green candlestick. So we now would see a very huge movement coming up lah. So EQS is a very good buy position right now. Okay, until I would say $10. If you're a bit more conservative, then once you multiply to $8, I think that's where you want to be exiting. Okay, but for me, I will hold it for long term. Okay, this is a pretty new chart. Okay, and they have started out bearish. Okay, the spike up here we don't count. Okay, because again, and why I don't count it is I want to see the amount of times it's, like all this is noise to me, like just distraction, right? You look at the stochastics and then you look at the overall movement of the market, whether is it consolidating. This is just a spike and then a rejection, right? So anyway, this is bearish momentum. I would expect the market, because the stochastic is oversold and right now it's right underneath the 50 level, so I would expect the market to move up to bullish momentum. Okay, yeah, but I think this level would be quite safe to exit first, lah. Okay, and why I say that is because on monthly time frame, it might just do a M shape here and then consolidate again. Okay, because of this spike, because of this spike up. Okay, so I would do a bit more conservative. I wouldn't want to try to take too high levels. It will likely test to this level, but I don't want to be risking such high positions. Somewhere around here, I would take profit already, around the 15 range. Okay, and then let it consolidate. Whether or not it does this, I'm not sure lah. Okay, we'll wait and see the chart. Okay. Yeah. Any requests? Okay, I'm just gonna go through a few more. Okay. I think this one already hit. Oh yeah, this is another one, pretty interesting one. Did the same thing as what was that chart just now I was looking at? I think it was EQOS also. Not EQ. Okay, very similar to EQOS. Now that I think about it, right? Oh yeah, NVCN is another one there, but NVCN one I don't want to be giving too high hopes lah. But anyway, yeah, EQOS one and the one down here is very similar. Okay, not this one. MGNX. Yeah. So what I looked into this was, I think because of market buyback MGNX. Also not. I also don't know why. I can't remember why I looked into that. I'm not sure if it's because of market. Because now they're showing all the set, like the most recent one already. They never show all those 15 November 15 onwards. Yeah, but anyway, let me find a few more. Okay, I'll just go through an example of using insider trading, just to share a bit with you guys. Okay, one is I want to see who's buying the shares back from the company. Okay, the best is when you find owner lah. Okay, but anyway, yeah, like Clover, see, then he buy back so many. He bought back let me see, he bought back 1.7 million worth of shares. Okay, so anyway, this one, so we look at Clover. Okay, and it's quite smart because, and again, the logic is this: why would they buy back if they know the company going to fall? Okay, that means if the company going to fall, it's very unlikely that they will buy back lah. Okay, yeah. So this one clean spark. Yeah, this one also got buy back LOV. Okay, and this one in terms of FAY, TAY is also quite healthy. So LOV. There you see. So the owner bought back. The best is when you see the shares are like a few 100K one. This one is not so bad, 79K. Okay. So now I look at the chart. Okay. I'll just go through the second one first. LOV. Okay. You look here. So see the M shape here, then the consolidation, right? Then the market buyback. They bought back at, when did they buy back again? Pretty recent, I think. LOV. Yeah, 24th. 24th is like 2 days ago. Okay. And then you look at how the market moved. Okay. So 2 days ago, and then the market start moving upwards. Okay. So yeah, so the thing is that it's very hard to determine, whether you want to buy before you cannot know, like, you will have to wait for them to buy back first lah. You cannot know whether there's a way to predict whether they're gonna buy back or not. That one I also don't know. Okay, but basically the bottom catch lah. So like down here, if you bought in, they will probably have bought in as well. Like you can buy in earlier down here, but actually, what they did was they already start buying down here, slowly buying, like on a very long period, long time ago they start buying back already, but small amount. Okay, so again, you cannot, like, if they unless they buy very big amount back. Okay, but they buy small amount, And also you have to tally the stock price. Okay. So like this one here, the stock price very expensive, they cannot buy back huge amount, right? But they keep buying back because actually they are pushing the price up. Just take note of that. Okay, so it bought at, so you remember, you know how when people those pump and dump scheme, right? Yeah, how it works is like the market suddenly one shot go up, right? But if you are able to track back, it's because those people start buying small amount, but the market still falls, okay? It still drops. But what happens is that they already know that the market is gonna rise back up. Okay, so the thing is this is that, okay, so I'll go again to show you guys the love one. Okay, so he bought in down here. Actually, previously he got bought in some shares back as well lah. Okay, and I've been testing this for quite some time, so it's quite accurate. Okay, then after that the market hit the bottom cap here, right, and created a double bottom. Okay, those familiar with me, this is a W shape. Okay, that means the shape is something like that. Okay, but then the M shape is down here as well, right? So the consolidation is this whole area here. But where's the target price? So the target price is somewhere around. Okay, so if you want to play it safe, it's back at the tip of the W, or if double bottom, then it's the tip of the double bottom lah. In the center of the double bottom lah. But in this case here, this would be my first safe take profit level. Okay, if there is a market pullback, right, you can do a Fibonacci retracement. I'm gonna assume this is how it will look like lah. Okay, so anyway, I'll just do a test or dummy Fibonacci retracement. Okay, assumed Fibonacci retracement. Okay, and then the exhaustion level. So this would be my level, and potentially this level. Actually, this level is much feasible lah, somewhere around this zones here. Because just take note, it's never one line; it's always a zone. So this zone here would be my potential take profit. But why do I assume that the market is going to reach here? I mean, like pull back down here, because the EMA 200 has not been tested for very long. There should be rejection at that point of time. The market has not reached overbought levels, have not reached overbought levels, so we can still go for one more climb to this point here. The market will then do a potential pullback. Okay, and during this pullback, then we look for a buy position. So anyway, from a mirror perspective, okay, this point here could potentially be this point here. Okay, or maybe at this point here it comes back down then this point would be then this point would be this point here. Okay, but again, it might drop back down to this point here, and then we are replicating this whole area like that. Okay, so just just an example, and then we'll take a look at it again. Wow, but this is quite long. End of like next year. Okay, yeah, so anyway, Love is one that the company started buying back their own stock. Okay, but down here we have Clover, which did the M shape already, and then it did the CEO or whatever just bought back quite a lump sum. You can see here, Clover, yeah, down here, see, he bought back 1.7 million worth of shares. Right, that means he spent 900 plus 10 million basically. Okay, okay, so again, this is buyback. Okay, owner bought. Okay, if you can see sell also, so you can see if the market is dumping. Okay, PLTR, you see, they all go and dump their stock. So let's look at PLTR. And PLTR is actually crypto one, right? If I'm not wrong. See, this is something new. I also don't know that they are they doing crypto one? I'm not sure. No, no. Yeah, I don't think they are. Yeah, but anyway, it makes sense to me that it's going to go back down here. At least in my perspective I did this quite a while back. But yeah, the Fibonacci 0.766 is here. And if they are dumping, now the thing is this is going to go up a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, because it's oversold. Okay, but it's very likely to come back down Like it's probably going to be like one day push, and like it's going to be quite impulsive. Okay, so anyway, uh yeah, so you can actually see over time, and we will monitor. But can you imagine how many of them? All these are okay. Let's see remarks. I also don't know what's the remarks. But I don't understand this. I'm too lazy to go and find all but they're probably okay. The relation, there's a reason for who's dumping. I want to know who's dumping it lah, but apparently they are not showing there. Okay, Wish. So we can go and look at Wish. Okay, for example. Okay, so this is insider trading now. Okay, yeah. So Wish got dumped, and it's potentially gonna drop even lower. Okay, I think wow, can go to $2 range. Because this is a consolidation, right? And the market broke. So you're 100% here, 100% down, right? Then we got one more position down. So I'm thinking that the market will potentially reach somewhere around this price point, 96 cents or so, maybe $1, somewhere around there. Eh, yeah. So anyway, then this is where we would probably see a buy-in position because the market right now is very bearish. Okay, we should see the market start coming up again. When it's on a lower level lah, then you will see that the CEO will start buying back. Okay, if they got no money to buy back, then you will know that the company already like cannot make it anymore. Okay, so anyway, that's why I only monitor the buyback because the sale again, you don't earn anything at least unless you're trading stock options lah. Okay, but if you're not, then if you're not doing option trading, then there's no need to go and figure out the sell unless you know you are it's correlated to whatever you're trading already. Okay, so yeah, let's look at a few more examples and then we'll call it a night. Uh, yeah, I see Love actually had a lot of buy-ins. 20, you see 19 he bought, 22nd he bought, 23rd he bought. He keep buying back, right? So and he buy back quite a significant amount on the 19th. Yeah, so 19 is actually just now I show you guys that's where the market rise like crazy. Okay, so this is on the 19th. See, 19th November is actually at this point here. The at this doji here. The time frame is down here at the bottom here. So you see on the 19th, he bought back down here, and then the market start rising. He bought back a huge amount on the 19th, right? And then on the 19th, which is down here lah. Okay. Now this is something new. I know the students see this already. They also, oh, I got no student here today. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I haven't shared with my class students yet lah. But anyway, that's something you all can look at. So if you're looking for like let's say you're in a stock and apps is something that I actually okay, so this is something I signed up quite a while back. You can actually take a look at it and see how it goes because I think if I'm not wrong I put it at a very high take profit, APPS. Yeah, so this one this was the buy entry the last time. Okay, then we did another buy entry, but this is a break and retest lah. So actually you can arrange it one. It's just that at that point of time I arrange it a bit more tighter to the structure levels here. So probably somewhere around here is also fine for buy in. Okay, but I just need to align all of this nicely. Okay, and then you can see the market is oversold heavily already. So a buy in here would be actually a pretty good take profit down here. Okay, anyway, the take profit level potentially is down here. Okay, apps will slowly you will slowly see the CEO start slowly buying back on. Okay, I think maybe he already bought back earlier than that. No, he only got first buy in down here. This is director lah. Okay, but just take note to it lor. Okay, that of course again this is not a very strong buy in. Okay, but like I said, they won't buy in a huge amount. Okay, because they can move the market. Okay, so because this is their own shares ma. So what they will do is they'll buy small, then they accumulate at that price already, then they one shot buy big. Okay, similar to that of what we saw with Love. There are a few examples but this is also another one. You see, everybody bought in. You see, so a few things to take note is who's buying back, right? The more the merrier lah. The more that means they are very positive already with how with their stock price. So then when more people buy in and things like that, then you can also decide whether you know whether you want to jump in or not. Okay, but you can see they usually buy in all together one. And like I say again, if the company is not doing well, you think they will go and buy back their shares because you'll be losing their own money lah. Okay, yeah. So that's just my logic behind it. Okay, so anyway, any stock requests? or any chart request. I don't need stock lah, but any chart request. Okay, I'm just gonna go through the last two that I want to share. Okay, my own personal favorites right now. Okay, which I will be putting in quite a big amount for them. Okay, and the reason is because their FA is not so bad lah. Okay, like what they're doing, I think is quite unique. Okay, so one is this SYN. Okay, and you can see their shares is only like 36 cents. Okay, but their potential is $600. Okay, but let's not dream so far yet. So if we don't want to dream so far, then how much is their stock price, or how much can we exit at? It's about $50 lah, around here. Okay, so market momentum has been bearish. Okay, I do expect a bullish momentum coming. Okay, but as you can see now, not very. Even now here seems to be quite healthy for buy in already lah, but they're squeezing quite some time. Okay, so I would expect a push up to at least this level here. Okay, let me just put it nicely lah. This level here, $34. And why here is because structure levels are down here. Market has not tested here for ages. In terms of whether the market is doing well, I think that I did a FA on them before. Let me just pull it out. Yeah, so you can see growth next year, growth per year, they are positive. Okay, they are not negative. As long as it's under or they are negative, then it's not good lah. Okay, so their debt equity is also low. As long as the debt equity is, and this is below 0.1. Okay, that means technically this company got money. The money is all their own money. Okay, or maybe they got a few of debt lah. Okay, some companies got no debt at all. Okay, but this is under. Okay, actually no debt we cannot check lah. So under is the one. Oh shit, man, sorry. Holy shit. Okay, I will see it later. Okay, so that's the reason why I say SYN has very high potential. You have not seen, you see, so the logic is this: they haven't grown for quite some time. The stock has not risen for quite some time. That means even the R&D money, the again is my own logic lah. If they have no debt, that means they whatever they're doing is based on whatever they have. They don't owe anybody money. Just like how Naked Brand, and quite a lot of companies are not only Naked Brand, quite a lot of companies got no debt, and then they started scaling like crazy. Okay, but if you got debt, then it's very hard to scale because again the logic is you need to return your debt lah. Okay, and then if you cannot return it, then you wind up lah, right? So there are most of the companies that wind up, or you check the D-list. Actually, that I don't know where I put it lah, but there's a page on trading on this stock exchange to see which company wind up, and then most of the reason is because of debts. Okay, so to me, as long as the company debt is underneath 0.1, they are relatively quite safe to trade lah. But you can see here some like Tesla is under 0.5, okay, but they're not under 0.1. That means they still have debt to pay off. But like my logic again is not every company has that lah. So under one, okay, then you have now a few range of company, but under one is not good. The best is under 0.1. Okay, so all these company like here has potential. Okay, but this is just a very tip lah. Like because I do even sales, but SYN their sales is not good at the moment. So if I put sales positive, you will not see them there. Okay, but if you don't count their sales, then they are down there lah. That means they're still growing, they're still earning money somehow, but it's not positive lah. Okay, so anyway, I do believe that the company has potential, and if you look at what they're doing is quite different from all the other companies. Okay, there's another one called NMTR, which is also quite unique. I haven't checked their chart for quite some time. Okay, let me just pull it out. SYN. Sorry. Let me see. Okay. But quite a number of medical companies, I think, will move this the coming years. Okay. Somebody's like background. Whose background? Okay, here. Okay, yeah. Thanks. Okay, wait. Let me just pull up NMTR. So a few things to take note of. Take note of is the companies that you put in money into or you're investing. Okay, this is a larger consolidation. So it did not break yet, but the consolidation is pretty big. Okay, so the I think the buy-in will be quite ready already. Okay, but the head and shoulders is down here. Okay, this one. So anyway, this company has done up a few things now. So but they are the only company or only two less than five medical research company that does for stomach one. But for my understanding, they are the only one right now. Okay, that has unique medication. It might not be the best, but they have. I mean, like it's not something that everybody will go for. It's like some abdominal or stomach medicine. Okay, oh they changed their website. Yeah. Yeah, they changed the website. That means they got money lah. Okay, my rubbish logic. Okay, but yeah, this is the one. Okay, then they have approval whatsoever lah. Okay, so anyway, you can go and read about them. They are pretty good. I think long run this company can do well. They may be bought over by other medical company. Okay, but in any case, their stock price will likely reach there. But same thing for SYN. What I'm trying to say is that they are unique in certain. They have a differentiator between the medical companies. Okay, so as long as they're quite unique, their studies is different, then I think they got higher potential as compared to other companies lah. Okay, NVCN I sent out that time to go and buy it when it was at this price point. Okay, I do not know how many of you managed to catch that lah. But anyway, this one here, I'm looking for a buy because of the current level. Okay, and then uh yeah, one is a falling wedge here, okay, and then the short term was oversold. That's why I signed out to buy. Okay, but anyway, for this one, my long term direction still never changed lah. Okay, but this one again, uh, quite far away lah. Okay, so this would be somewhere around my MVCN. Yeah, I would say somewhere around here lah. Okay, or potentially if you want to be. Okay, so why I put it here, market has squeezed for very very long already. You can see it's dormant. Okay, and then the M shape is already down here, right? I think something is gonna happen. I'm not sure yet. Okay, no FA update whatsoever. At least not that I know of lah. Okay, but I wouldn't be putting too much money into them. It's just that I'm also going through a bit of concept. How I'm approaching NVCN as why it will go high. Okay, because their main study is in the respiratory system lah. Okay, but at the same time, I think they are also venturing into, okay. This one is I think okay, that no proven whatsoever. Okay, but they are one of the main companies that are inside the respiratory thing for quite a number of years already. Okay, now you can see the M shape here again. It's not the best M shape because on the larger time frame, and reaching down here is a bit crazy lah. But there is a M shape here, not the best one. Okay, because usually again I say the M should be like that. Okay, that's the best one. This is higher and this is lower. Okay, but in any case, there's one down here, one good example of the M shape here. Okay, and then it's squeezed, right? But what I'm trying to bring across is that from my logic, there is a potential for this to be more than just what they're currently doing, the reducer whatsoever. Because if you think about how metaverse is moving, right? There are people that are that if you watch enough movies and if you watch enough or understand what they are trying to do, right? Where there's virtual reality coming in, right? So to me, MVCN is more of a future company, not so much about now. So now you can buy it at a cheap price lah. And why I say that is because I'm, I'm thinking from my own perspective with all the whole metaverse thing, is that there are some medical company that will go into venturing into the metaverse. And what I mean by that is that sleeping pods for people to go into virtual reality. Okay. Now this is something that I watch movies and I see it. So whether or not it happens, I'm not sure. Okay. So I'm putting quite a bit of stake for NVCN from a more larger scale projects lah. Okay. But anyway, they don't really have much stock split. Okay, over the years. Okay, the reverse stock split only happens like one, twice. Okay, the rest is all normal without any reverse stock split. So they stay on the market. The reverse stock split doesn't stay on the market, but I don't think that they are going to be out of the market anytime soon because they are whatever they are doing right now, their reducer is actually being sold and it's actually being used in quite a number of hospitals whatsoever. Okay, but the thing is that it's not very on demand. Okay, that means it's not something that everybody needs it, right? But my perspective is that if technology is going to go quite fast, right, and there will be need for virtual I mean like virtual realities coming in and so on and so forth, then probably there will be this kind of like sleeping pods whatsoever coming out lah. Now I don't think tech companies will be the only one involved because if there is sleeping pods whatsoever, then these kind of things will be catered from the medical sector. There's no way a tech company can go and say, oh, I can create a sleeping pod so that people can be safe inside sleeping while being in virtual world or in their augmented reality, right? So to me, the virtual reality stage is coming as well. So I am looking into companies or medical companies that are into anything respiratory, heart, whatsoever, or around that area lah. Okay, and I think this company is one of the maybe potential one and based on their stock price whatsoever, the TA, it seems like it's possible that this could be a big boom chart lah. Okay, but again, all this is just far-fetched ideas that I have in mind. Whether or not that happen, it's all random thoughts now, right? Okay, so anyway, again, these are my winning charts that I will look at. One is okay, so from ranking order, SYN, okay, and how I rank them is two is the TA itself, the FA, and then what the FA includes like what they are doing lah, okay, and then also whether they are in debt or not, okay, I don't care about their sales on just like how Tesla started long ago, they had no sales, nobody believed in Tesla, then suddenly one fine day everything started falling in place, just like how I would perceive companies like that, SYN and quite a few more companies lah. Okay, because we do not know how they will think or how market will move, right? But eventually, some of them will get there, some of them will not, right? But you only need to invest in an amount that you are able to accept the losses in a few companies that can potentially boom. One boom can really, you get what I mean? So, example, if you let's say you put 300 into SYN, right, and then you put 300 into OGN or even NVCN, as long as one of them scales multiply by 30, you already cover back whatever that you have invested. That's my point. Okay. Anyway, that's how I trade lah. So that's how I got quite a number of that's how I grew my first like 5 6 figures lah, or high 5 figures first. Okay, so anyway, uh yeah, so I'll put money into SYN, okay, NPCN, NMPR. NMPR wise is a bit long term. I mean sorry, it's a bit short, it's more shorter term, but their long term goal is higher lah. So I would say somewhere around here. They are pretty much like FVAX, okay, in a certain way because FVAX kind of branch out, but NMPR in terms of the chart analysis or chart pattern, I put side by side with NPAX and then you all can see the movement. Okay, so both of them are medical companies, right? Okay, I'm just gonna remove the okay, yeah. So look at that here, right? So head and shoulders, even okay, this one had a small head and shoulders first. Okay, okay, and okay, just take note when your head and shoulders is diagonal upwards it is very very hard to hit a structure like that. So that's why again for like Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't think that they're going to go up and hit all the way up there. Okay, but anyway, this was a potential head and shoulders. Okay, but I drew it in this concept lah. Okay, however, it failed to break and then continue this way, right? So actually, MVAX I think had something similar as well. I just need to find it. Okay, let me see the weekly time frame. Yeah, down here. See, that's why you need to see from different perspectives. It's not very hard to see. Okay, just now this one is diagonal. Okay, you can see even this portion here is very similar to this part here. Okay, and then they had the head and shoulders here. Now they managed to close the gap lah. Okay, but then after that, what happened? They plunged, right? So they didn't break higher. Okay, now if you have a head and shoulders diagonal this way, it's okay. Okay, just take note. But if you have a head and shoulders that's rising like that, it's very hard to hit a break above. Okay, why? Because the market is already rising, ma, right? And then the thing is that means there's no proper pullback in this concept. Okay, because this part here probably never hit. Okay, but anyway, that one I'll leave it for another time to explain. But so the head and shoulders, the diagonal head and shoulders, this one never hit, right? Then it plunge down, then it consolidate. Okay, this one plunge down, then consolidate. Okay, we have this pattern here down here, which is similar to this, and then it consolidated again. Okay, so I'm just gonna zoom out. Okay, what you want to be noticing is the curve in the market. Okay, after the curve and then goes up all the way up there. Right. So again, the curve is here. We're consolidating here right now, which is down. I think down here or down here. This portion here. Right. Then we hit our first target. Now this is a very small version. Okay, this is monthly time frame. This is daily time frame. So of course, monthly time frame we don't have enough data for NMPR. Okay, we don't have enough data for NMPR. But you can see that the market potential is this head and shoulders like that. Okay, but you need to let it consolidate lah. So I'm not going to aim like all the way up here immediately because you see how long it takes. Got a lot of in-betweens here. See? So I believe NMTR is going to have a lot of in-betweens down here. And then this will be the first EMA it touches, right? But this is structure level. So the very safe take profit will be somewhere around here. Like I mean, like if you want to maximize your take profit but still be on the safe side, then it's somewhere around here. Okay. And then this part here, when the market reach here, it will be overbought. The RSI will be overbought, but this is slightly underneath. So we can reject it again very likely, and this is still bearish momentum. Over time, the market will consolidate again and start doing patterns like that until it reaches this point here, which is for NMTR in this case will be somewhere here. Okay, so on and so forth. So the the chart history, I'm just following whatever that has happened before on different charts. Okay, and then I'm just putting it back into the same depending on the correlation also lah. Okay, so NMTR wise, in terms of short term, I won't be looking at like in terms of how the market move, I won't be looking at like multiply by 30 lah, 40 lah anytime soon. Okay, honestly, but uh, $4 range, I think within the next few months is possible. Okay, and they're pretty solid lah in terms of their business. And I think their price, their FA is quite good as well. Okay, but I'll need to go and check again. But I'll get back to that. Okay, so SYN first is because it's cheap, unique in terms of the whatever they're doing. Okay, SYN. Then I'll go for OGEN. Then I'll go for NVCN. Okay. INUV. Sorry, INUV. I never did I go to INUV? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah. So INUV. So I'm sorry again. By ranking. In terms of perspective. Um, sorry. The first one will be INUV. Okay, because they recently bought back quite a number of shares. So INUV first, then followed by this ATOS, followed by SYN, followed by NVCN. Okay, I'll put up the list shortly lah. Okay, or I can just type it down. Then if you're those that want to take photo can take photo lah. Okay, INUV, ATOS, SYN. Okay, NVCN is last lah, but again, like I say, this is all assumption. NVCN one the FA not very beautiful. I never really go and check lah. Let me just check since I'm on the call now. I'm not sure if they are even on the list for strong FA. Let's see what they have here. I think NVCN will be in depth lah. Yeah. So I won't be positive, but this one I'll put like let's see if it's under $1. Okay, good thing is that their debt is under 1, okay, but it's still not good enough. Okay, let's see, under 0.8, under 0.5, Okay, good. They passed the criteria. 0.4, good. 0.3, good. Okay, 0.2. Okay, so I think they are just at 0.2. I don't think they're under 0.1. Sorry, under 0.1. Yeah, so that ratio is not so high also lah. Okay, so they're quite under their stock value all is quite quite low, okay, or their volume trade or of trading volume is very low. But I think they got the high one quite high potential. Anyway, their debt equity is below 0.2. Sales everything has been positive. Yeah, so potential wise I think quite high lah. Okay. Okay, so FA wise they passed my list. Okay, so I'm just gonna mark it now. Okay, so actually in this case I would switch out OGEN to MVCN in terms of position. Yeah. Okay. Then so a few reasons why I'm ranking it this way is because of time frame of the boom potential. So INUV I think within the next 8 months or so it will multiply by 30. Okay. Um 8 months. Okay. Then for ATOS would be lesser. I would perceive ATOS to be 5 months. SYN five SYN is quite long actually. SYN to hit 30 would be about 1 year. About 12 months. NVCN again, if my target price for NVCN very far, so I put like 3 to 7 years. Okay. First, I'm targeting the price point to be somewhere around at least 400. Wait, let me see. Yeah, at least 400 down here. Okay, structure level down here. So this would be about 360 or 360. Okay. So 360, I would say give and take lah. Yeah, I wouldn't mark anything there. At OGN as well, pretty high, but the multiplier not very nice. Uh, for how much you buy and then how much you gain is probably only about 2 to 3 times. Now, long term wise, actually, OGN long term also quite healthy, but I don't see much uniqueness in their business lah. So hence, I'm not putting in too much faith. But they are doing this thing this new this new COVID stuff. So the oral one, so they might boom earlier, but in terms of multiplier, I'm not sure whether they will go up to my standard lah. I already have positions open for this at some I think around the 70 cents or something range. Yeah, but if let's say we are looking at a decent take profit is somewhere around the $36 range, they have been oversold for a very long time, bearish for very long already. So um, pretty sure they can come up lah, but how high I'm not sure at the moment lah. But if you want to be safe, I think it will be somewhere around this $25 range. I will put at EMA levels lah. Okay, I won't be putting it too far away whatsoever. So the first EMA level down here would be somewhere around the $4 range. Yeah, so this would be my very safe take profit level, then followed by secondary one, and then the third one is down here. But based on the clutter down here, I don't think it will reach until here at any time soon. Okay, so I'm just putting it on a very conservative level. Okay, so but the good thing is that this one I would say maybe uh, maybe 1 year now. Okay, for our take profit lah. Okay, but all this has very good multiplier lah. But INUV one has the highest, I would say the fastest potential because the amount the I think I got send it in a group chat also. The INUV one. Let me just check INUV. Because I remember that the guy bought back uh quite a big amount. I I put a screenshot somewhere. They're not sure where is it. Yeah, I need to go and find it. But I got put the buyback screenshot. Oh yeah, I found it. Oh, this is TXMD. Oh yeah, so just now I was sharing a TXMD one. This one. See, so they bought back 18 November. They bought back quite a big amount of shares. then the director bought back, right? So if you see TXMD one, yeah, I also never use TXMD. Okay, TXMD. Anyway, TXMB is at bottom catch right now. If you compare the lower levels here, right? So this would have been this is a very good buy in price. Um, yeah, the multiplier is not very high as well, but TXMD potential is until like I would say somewhere around the $6 or around more conservative $3. Then that's where I would exit really. Okay. Yeah, the market potential again. This is a bit I don't know. I don't really like this kind of. The data is like not clean at all, right? So, but the double bottom is here. The M shape is here as well. So potential $15, I think is very feasible. Okay, but I do want to be a bit more confident in this. So I think what will happen is like the market going to maybe $4 and then getting pushed back down again until oversold again. Then for a rise up, so something like that. It keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down until it goes up. Yeah, but I don't think it will go up this high. I did put a benchmark there, but I think this is quite far fetched. Maybe down somewhere around here. Yep. So anyway, TXMD is also on the list. This would be, I would say, uh, since their own people also bought back. This is very feasible. TXMD. I think it will be earlier lah, honestly speaking. But I'm just giving it a buffer lah. Okay. So somewhere around this price point. But this is a very good bottom catch. So I bought in a slightly higher, just slightly higher a few days ago. When I sent in the chart, I bought in already. So uh yeah, now would be a better buy in lah. Okay. So again to recap, the list of buy-ins will be like that. Okay. By ranking. Okay. Then in terms of like I know some of you are more into like crypto right now, but my crypto perspective is a bit more not want to. I don't really want to like give any crypto buy in at the moment lah. Okay, uh, the level for the market to test it is uh quite convincing that it will reach until here. Okay, until this price point here, which is the 49.5K. However, this is a structure lah. So anyway, there's no like one line and then there's your buy-in price. It's always a zone. So my buy-in zone is somewhere around here. So any price point around here, but once it breaks past this level here, I would just target here for buy-in. Okay, but anyway, this is a resistance now potentially turn support. Okay, so the thing is that the market consolidated here. You see, so this consolidation here. So technically, from a smaller time frame, this is a flag. Okay, so I would expect the market to do something like that. And based on all the crypto, I started off the session with crypto. I showed you guys how overbought most crypto market is right now. Like your game coins are overbought, your CRO is also overbought. Okay, so like it's also overbought. This is the same pattern that Bitcoin did. Okay, then your you see same pattern that Bitcoin did also. So because it's all overbought, I don't really want to be entering crypto at the moment. If you all want to sell, like I prefer buying lah because I think the risk is lesser. Sell positions can also be made. It's just not very ideal because right now most of them are already doing pullbacks already. Or like if you sold from here, it's okay, right? I think Ben sold down here. Like sorry, one of my guy because I'm not very confident in the sell right now. Okay, because again, to me, all crypto you can buy for long term. Okay, but if you want to sell, you have to get in at a very nice catch. So the sell here, I gave out a sell to a personal friend. Okay, but I just told him to let go of his coins down here lah. Somewhere a bit higher lah. Yeah, and then yeah down here as well. Then but he hasn't gotten back for any buy-ins yet. So if I miss the buy-in, then you miss the buy-in lah. But he only sold some lah because he got some quite nice positions one as well. So he released some and then he holds some, right? So in my perspective, most crypto coins right now are on a downside. So if I look at Evo USDT as well, uh, they also did a pullback. Okay, but this one is not so bad lah. Okay, but again, look at where it is right now, not very nice. Okay, this is a potential double top, right? So the market squeeze and then decided to go up, also very possible, right? So if this happens, this is like the boom pattern for like what is it called? Bitcoin whatsoever lah. But I don't. They may not even squeeze below this lah. So they will do something like that, and then they squeeze right. So this is something that I'm not sure of right now. I only do know that it's pretty overbought for this, and it's just right under above this. So I don't really want to be like trying to buy any positions now. But there is no harm doing that. Okay, because again, long term wise, crypto is going up. Okay, just that if you want to like take out some money to buy other things, then yeah lah. So I'm not giving any signals for crypto at the moment until the market has more. I have more clarity. Yeah, because I'm not confident in trading it right now. Okay. Yeah. So any charts? No chart request. We shall call it a night. Okay. Okay. I look at one for Lena. I think it's buck. Okay. I mean, this is pretty much there lah. I mean, if you bought in, I think the last time you asked me whether about $5 can buy, I think I did mention can buy lah. Okay, but it could go lower here because you can see there is still space. However, the good thing is that the stochastic is oversold already, so the buy in here is pretty, it's not so bad, right? A falling wedge is here, so this is a pretty clean buy up. Okay, from this point here. Okay. Other than that, I don't think there is any others. ZNGA, Zynga, this is the gaming company, right? Yeah. Yep. Pretty much what I've done is quite on point here so far. We will see. Now it's oversold already, so we might see the market start pushing up here. So again, two levels to take note of is 0.618, which is the current level, and 0.76. So if you buy in here, it's not so bad. This is like what I call FOMO price lah. But the market can potentially drop here to go for an upside. But long term wise, this is an up position. Yeah. So I would foresee this going up lah. Okay, but just take note that if it fails to break past the $7.90 range, then we should see the market continue going down, and then it will form that the consolidation below the M shape, and then we see whether we want to buy in again. Okay. What other charts are? I think that's more or less it. I don't really have any other charts in mind at the moment. Yeah, you all got any charts you want to look at before I call it a night? Okay. Don't have. Then I shall wrap things up. Yeah. Okay. Let me just check one last one. Sorry. NAKD. Yes. But NAKD got a lot of good news right now. Okay. FA wise. Okay. In terms of the financial FA wise, not much information. Okay. But in terms of like press releases and things like that, and what they're doing, they're pretty much there lah. Okay. So in my own opinion, my own personal opinion, I'll just hold them. Okay. Anyway, they've been like I say, they're squeezing for quite some time already. Okay. They're squeezing for quite some time. Now this is just my benchmarking. I personally I believe they will go higher than this. Okay. Like they'll go like super high. Okay. So however, there's a few things that is quite scary. It's because one is that there's a lot of floating stocks out there for them. Like they got a lot of shares in the market right now. So there is a chance they will do a reverse stock split to consolidate the shares. Okay, because the value of the shares may increase, or they want to pump up the value of the shares. Then the market will pull back, right? Will pull back down here, maybe $41. But maybe they will do a reverse stock split and then it'll end up here and then do a pullback down here. But from here onwards, I'm not so afraid because I still believe that the market will continue upwards. Okay. Their share the expected take profit for me is down here 1,008 for Naked Brand Group. It still hasn't changed. Okay, I still perceive the market to reach that level. It may increase in fact. Okay, but I'll wait and see how it goes because if you take a look at the company that bought the Central, they are actually quite their presence is quite uh in a few locations already lah. And then I think unfortunately there are still bigger companies than them, but they are the more cheaper for the smaller warehousing kind of companies. They can afford them. Okay, and anyway they already announced their pre-booking whatsoever. Uh, their pre-sales already done already. So I do believe that they can go further lah. Yeah, and this is all actual. It looks like digital art lah, but this is already out already lah. Like they already have the thing, because what they have is this thing. This thing, and then they build whatever that's above it. So it's actually very convenient lah. Okay, then you can custom build whatever after that. Okay, but anyway, I do believe that this can go far, and the cost is not like Tesla that kind of whatsoever. And again, they own the IP for it lah. So yeah, so I believe that this is something that will go way higher and will push up Tinker Brand's price. And they may change their Tinker code lah. I'm pretty sure they will lah. Okay. Fuel cell update. This was actually the first exit, that the early exit that we can took, so we can exit earlier lah. But anyway, it's just a very nice head and shoulders. I do expect the market. You see, this is what I mean lah. We will observe it lah, but more likely than not, the market will reach the EMA 200 down here, along with all the other EMAs down there. Like there is EMA 200, 160 down there. That's where the market will likely push back up and create that head and shoulders here, inverse head and shoulders here. So if those that want to do more buy-ins position, you can buy it here. Personally, I feel that it's a bit high already, but I wouldn't want to buy at this price. The multiplier not very nice, but I know that quite a number of you bought at this price here. So our target price for $16 is still on track. Okay, we won't be at least for me, I wouldn't be exiting this anytime soon. The head and shoulders pattern is very clear cut down here. Okay, minimum exit you want to be exiting is down here, but more likely than not, we should see the market reach this price point. Okay, or if you want, you can exit when the market when the shoulder close lah, somewhere around here. Right, when the shoulder close, then maybe this could be a failed head and shoulders. Who knows? But I will figure out by then lah, whether is it oversold or overbought. Okay, monthly time frame is oversold previously. Sorry. Yeah, bearish momentum previously. See what I mean by that? So market is right underneath, then this is oversold, right? So the market will likely continue on a bullish momentum for a while. Okay, all this way has been bearish lah. I wouldn't even see this. Sorry, I wouldn't even see this spike up. I wouldn't count this as a upside, but more of like this whole entire period was bearish, and this was bullish, right? So now we have a bullish momentum incoming. Okay, so my target price set actually very nice already lah. The extension the max extension is just nice on the structure level here. So I'm pretty sure we can hit 121, or at least the purple zone here lah. I mean like this zone here. Okay, the second highest level. But in my opinion, we will likely hit this level here or long term. Okay. Anyway, fuel cell, you can go and check their projects. They have quite a number of projects with EV companies. So do a bit of FA if you're not confident with the TA. Okay. I think that's more or less it, guys. So I'll catch you guys again. Again, if you got any questions, just DM me. I may take a while to reply because there are some I got some personal stuff to handle right now. But I am better. Like I'm healthier now. Okay, so I will update you guys again as and when I find opportunities. But currently the opportunities is on this list here. Okay, so this one multiplier about times 30. That's how I think it's about. I think right now it's times 4, 3, times 3. This one is times. Personally, I would see this having higher positions. So somewhere around 60. this one the multiplier is way higher. I can't remember all of them, but I know they're roughly around this price, this range. Okay, but NUV, like I say again, the buyback was quite significant. He bought back a lot. The thing, I apparently they already took it down. I mean, like you cannot see, it's not always up here for very long, so we I missed I never screenshot that, but I know that he bought back. Okay, so you again, if you want to know the shares, like whether the directors come to this thing, I'll share with you guys. Okay, this is I'll share in the Telegram group now. This is for insider trading. Okay, um, so what you want to be looking at is look at the amount of shares they bought back first. Okay, if they bought back a lot, okay, actually this one they bought back 100%. I think the Clover bought back 100%. Let me check. Total shares in the market. This is the shares they bought back. Yes, he bought back I think 100%. Okay, I need to go and figure out this part here, but because I'm still trying to figure out this figure here, shares total. I think it's the total market shares, and this is the shares that they bought back. Okay, but if this is the case, that means he bought back 100% of the shares, which is crazy. I don't think so, but I need to go and figure that out. But anyway, um, yeah, so I'll look at the shares they bought back. Okay, so I'll just do one more example, EPW. Okay, then we'll see. This one is times 5 lah. Okay lah, can lah. Where is it? Oh yeah, this is the one. Yeah, it makes sense for. Wait, let me. Oh shit. The monthly not very nice. I don't like. Yeah, I personally don't like this thing. But the momentum is again more bearish than bullish. So how do you figure that out? Is you count the period. Okay, you don't count the spikes of the market movement. You count the period the market has been above or below. Okay. So I would say this is more bearish all this time than bullish. And then this is consolidating here. DPW bought back quite a significant amount of shares. Executive chairman. Yeah, he bought back quite a lot. He bought back uh yeah, so he bought back this amount of shares. Okay. So I think this is how much they own, how much shares they own. I'm not sure yet. I need to go and figure that out. Yeah, but basically he bought back quite a big amount. So I would expect the market price to kind of go up. Oops, sorry. To go up DPW over the next few days, yeah, over the next few days, months maybe, but this is a pretty big buyback. And then there's an M shape here, see? Right, so consolidating, I think the market can go to this price point, $14. Yeah, multiplier makes sense as well to me. Anyway, if we do a Fibonacci retracement, this is my lowest point, this is the highest point. It is monthly time frame. Let me just arrange this nicely. Okay, now here we're slightly underneath the 0.786, which is not good. I'll shift this Fibonacci to this place here. Okay, that means I account this as the lowest and this is the highest. Okay, and then there's the pullback. And this is sitting on structure levels here, M shape here. This is a falling wedge here. Okay. I mean, don't trade this yet. We can observe this, okay? Because for me, I still see this as an up, but if you're not confident, you all can test this theory law. So anyway, for me, I would say that this is likely to go up, but it will take a while. Maybe the first level, if you want to play it safe, you will hit for these 2 points here, the structure level here. Okay, and then secondary target is here, and then the $30 here. Actually, here makes sense. I see even my blue zone is there, right? My extension blue zone is here, which is at key level down here. Exactly hitting the tail positions here. So I think this is very feasible. And then whether or not the market decides to do a inverse head and shoulders whatsoever, we'll let it run and see. Lor. So if it closes up here, it comes back down here following this, and then we could see one more run up. Okay, but yeah, I think so. Anyway, this is just a theory of how I add in um, the FA of insider trading into the technical analysis. This is something that I've been trying lah on my own, and I've been observing, and it seems to be pretty on point. Okay, so as long as they buy back their shares, right, and then a huge amount, you can actually see the market start moving in favor towards the buyback one. Okay, if they sell, you can see that the market start dumping slowly. Okay, so you can see, and the thing is that you can actually look lah, like PLTR is here, okay, and then it start going down. Anyway, they've been selling for quite some time already. I saw their sell since I think August. No, no, not August. September, October period. I start seeing their sales already. And then if you see the chart, this one I want to keep one. Because later I want to go buy. PLTR. Right, so September, October, yeah. Now I saw somewhere from around this period here, actually, this part here. Then I started dropping, but that was when I started trying this FA logic to see whether it actually works. Okay, seems to be quite on point. Okay, you can take a few more and then we'll call it a night. Zeus. Okay, we see how much the sell first. If the sell is about okay, so DV dump freaking huge amount. So let's look at DV. Okay, and then so they dumped recently quite a huge amount, and it makes sense to me because we go to monthly time frame. Okay, monthly they don't have enough data. Okay, weekly also don't have. Oh damn it. Let's look at daily. Okay lah, but I would perceive this to go down lah. Okay, because you see let me just take out this one. Okay. Okay, there are a few things. One is down here. Down here is okay. This one is bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. So oh, I cannot copy paste on the control. Okay. Structure level, all I have to do is very simple. There's two ways. I mean, you can find the pivot point good lah. So support, 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 resistance here, support here. So levels are like that. Okay. This whole area is support zone. Okay, but the market is consolidating at support zone now. Okay. I want to cut through. Okay. Why I cut through here is because there's a diagonal support here, and diagonal support here. Okay. Actually, the market kind of like rejected at this point here. Okay, climb back in. So in a weekly time frame, it looks something like that. See? So pretty neat lah for upside. But this consolidation very choppy, very messy, right? So I go back to daily time frame. Okay, this is a break. This is a retest. Okay, so right now the market has retested. We should be looking at market going up for maybe one more push up. Okay, and then the EMA should come in already. Okay, slowly lah, right? Then after that down here will get rejected down. Then it will break the structure level here. Anyway, the market got a lot of room down here. See how much money you can go down so much lower. Okay. So in my perspective, this is how I would see it. Okay. So anyway, I would expect the market to reach break below and then drop lower here. So there's two things here. This is an impulse movement like that, right? So I want to consolidate again. You draw your structure. Okay, this one a bit difficult lah. Okay, but anyway, this is the impulse. Okay, this whole entire stretch is the impulse. Okay, I do my Fibonacci retracement. 618. It got rejected at 618. Now I'll do my trend line. My extension. Trend line extension. Okay, so actually the market movement is like that. This is the flagpole. This is the flag. Okay, this is a market break, retest and continue. Now you can see all this jittering part. We're probably gonna have all this jittering part now. Okay, so 100%, 100% to 100%. We measure. Okay, so somewhere around here. I would take profit somewhere around here. Safe take profit is down here. I mean, like, sorry, not take profit lah, but just to observe. Okay, I wouldn't be buying here unless the market is very oversold. Then maybe you can do a short term buy. Yeah, but more likely than not, the market should come back down to this price point here. Okay. Yeah. So that's just what I'm trying to show you guys lah. So, understanding one is the concept of the momentum of the market, right? Another thing is like you can do a Fibonacci on a different direction as well. So in this case here, and then based on the FA, the insider trading, why would they dump so much, right? Why would DP? Okay, that was DP, right? Oh shit, they updated already. Damn it. Ayo. Yeah, because the list will refresh one. I can't seem to open all of it. Yeah, but DV, sorry. It is DV or DP. DV, sorry. Then DV. Why would DV dump so much shares, right? So the logic is unless they themselves know that the shares are shit lah, right? But they're very smart. They don't dump one shot because some people do not know about this lah. Like they will see the chart volume, the trading volume, right? So this is days range lah. But if you got the volume on it, you can see the trading volume. I deleted mine lah. Yeah, but basically your default chart should have trading volume lah. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so when the trading volume is being dumped, people can check or people can understand. So in this case here, you see, like down here you cannot see, like even your technical indicator, the default one by TradingView will not tell you that the market is being dumped or shit on, right? So you go here to check who's dumping lah, and then if their own company dumping, then you don't want to be like throwing money to invest when they are dumping on. Okay, so just that's something new for you guys to go and try it out lah. Okay, I've been testing it and it seems to be working like magic lah. Okay, so the thing is that a few things you want to take note is how much are they dumping. Is it small amount or is it big amount? So small amount like they start small one. I can tell you later part like all these companies, right? Okay, will slowly start dumping more and more. Now they start dumping first, then let people pick up, let people buy, right? But later part they will dump bigger and bigger and bigger one. Okay, so that is like Roblox also, you see. This is Roblox, yeah. RB. Okay, let's just check Roblox since I play RBLX. Okay, I want this chart. Let me see. Yeah, I'll set alarm here lah. DV target. Okay, so RBLX. Okay, a lot of people pump into Roblox, man. There you see, then they start dumping really. But why? You see, so the technicalities will show you overbought. Market is overbought, right? I think monthly still not enough data. Yeah, not enough data. Weekly maybe. Yeah, see, weekly overbought, right? Then they start dumping. Okay, so the next week is probably going to still dump, or maybe a bit green. Then later the following week will dump until maybe this price point. Okay, but the logic behind it is that if it's very healthy, the CEO will not be dumping it. In fact, he will be accumulating. But right now, he's slowly dumping the stocks. Right? Okay. The shares, so you see the shares amount is dumping. So the cost is one, but you want to see the shares that they are throwing out. Okay, this one also very big. See, this one ALHC. Okay, so much data. So ALHC, and then all of their executive, all their top positions, all dumping. ALHC. Okay. Look at that. This is this week only. So they dumped this week, right? So you see, uh, down here they started dumping. I think they dumped earlier. Let's see, 23rd. They are the one that shorted the market. Yeah, they are the one that actually pushed the market down. 23rd is this part here. There, see, 23rd is actually down here. But before that, they already got 22nd also. They already dumped some. So this is why the market shorted all the way. Okay, so it's just something for you guys to understand lah. Then sometimes they can be quite how to say, very obvious lah. Okay, that means they dump already, then the market price very low already, right? Then the market here oversold, right? Then they start buying back. But when they dump, the people that buy back, I mean the people that affected, right? Because other people buy their stock now, so technically they already earn the difference. That means they sell you at more expensive. Then after that they buy it at cheaper price. Okay, so it's the same logic as trade, like crypto and things like that lah. But anyway, this is where actually this would be a good buy position down here. And some of them, okay, insider trading, some of them will ask their family members to go and buy or whatever lah. So they will sell first, then when the price, they will push the price down. That's why a lot of the company owners, all the listed company they will have this like fund manager, all this kind of thing, because they will teach how to do all this kind of thing one. So anyway, what happens is that the market will dump, then their family, friends, or whatever lah, okay, they'll share the news and then they'll buy it at cheap price. Then the market will go up, right? But then technically the company released the funds already. Somebody else is buying it cheaper. Okay. The company don't lose money, because the company need other people money. So later part when they claim back, when they got enough money or when they do something, then they claim back their own stocks when they have enough money. Okay, so that's how it works. That's the money game. Okay, so this one here I believe they will go up lah, but they got still a lot of room to fall. So this is not the double, the M shape. I think the M shape is bigger. It's like this one here. Here go down until here. Okay, so why here? Again, I do my Fibonacci retracement. Okay, 618 it got dumped. Okay. Now I do my extension. See how low it will drop. And most of the, and if you notice, most of the new companies, the new medical companies, they always start high, then they drop one. Okay, and this is medical, so if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that medical health services. Okay, so this is where I would like start buying in. I mean, like position somewhere around here. So you can do one buy position here until here. Then after that you exit. Then one more buy position from here until, I think actually down here quite healthy lah. But we want to observe the RSI and stochastics. Okay, but this is where I would go about 100% is here. Your 100% will probably be at a gray area in this case. For this, yeah, there. Okay, so this would be my first buy-in, and then we see whether the market does any consolidation and go up or what. Okay, but in any case, this is how I would see the market lah. But if this happens, right, that means it breaks lower, right, then it's the market will very likely do a consolidation sideways and then boom up. Okay, so that's how I would perceive the market to move lah, and then we'll observe from there. Die hard case this time. What's this? I cannot read Chinese. What does the article say? What does it say? I cannot read. Okay, but yeah. So I think I'll call it a night for today. Yeah. So something new for you guys to go and figure out and learn. Go and try it out yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go and try it out. Anyway, you see this company. You see they dump so many times. You see down here also they dump. ALC. Here also they dump. They dump so much. So logically, if you see, it doesn't look like it will go up lah. Actually, it will continue going down until here. You see, so there is something that you all can
like this is something you all can go and try and find and figure out lah. Okay, but anyway, so just to recap, understand the insider trading, you all can make use of it. At the same time, I already went through the charts here. All these are my go to buy for this month. Okay, yeah. Then if you want to look for companies to buy in, or you want to look at potential companies to buy in, potential ones you can look at. You can go insider trading and see how much they buy back. Sometimes TA may not uh may not be able to tell, but FA wise, there's two things. Always go through your ticker to see if you want long term investment. Make sure to see that they are not over debt lah. Okay, their debt is under 0.5 is the best lah. Okay, then after that they have positive growth. Okay, sales is okay, but just that their growth, their this part here, their EPS is positive for these two. Okay, then yeah, then you can look at the insider trading, whether any of the company that is in your list is doing insider trading, then got opportunity really. Okay, then of course your TA lah, but your TA must always come in lah. You cannot trade without TA one lah. I mean there are people that trade without TA, but uh, they wait longer than TA lor. Yeah, or they exit very early. Okay, so anyway, I think that's more or less it. I will call it a night. Okay, how do I press the stop recording? Uh, okay, I'm going to stop the recording now.